I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to go on a rant. We're all allowed to enjoy whatever we like in life, but light beer, I will never understand, and I don't want to. 3, 2, 1, we're into the game. Carl on the south, Jimmy on the north. It's 20 players on either side, and I think we're in through what could have been a final. It's not, but here we are. Now, hold on to your hats, Cowboys, because we're in for a very fast game. I do not imagine this goes beyond the 60-minute mark without a team collapsing. So, we'll keep in touch with all of the movements and developments from the beginning of the game. As pointed out by chat, there are a lot of nice single solitary patches around the edges of main base, as well as some really generous patches inside of main. So this is going to be Factorio Biter Battles that is not on poverty mode. This is going to be abundance. There's a lot of everything. So how do we make the most of the things that we have? I pointed out earlier on, coal might be an issue, and we may need to move out to the east or west to grab additional coal patches. But for now, I like what I see. It seems like Heptadragon, D-Beer, and Neuro are moving out down south, probably towards doing some threat farming. We already have some deforestation happening, and the copper patches as well as the iron patches are being thrown down onto. So yeah, standard issue start to the game. A couple of people moving out to the east as well. Zero Sun moving out here too. And threat farming, it needs to happen straight away. So here we go. Some players have already moved out. You'd love to see it. If anybody's wondering what a captain does at the beginning of a game, I guess why don't we watch? We never normally actually tune into the captains at the very beginning of the game. We kind of take a zoomed out approach, but let's spend like a minute with Carl, and then we'll do like a minute with Jimmy. Not that we're judging, but we just want to see, like, this is the start of the game. One of these guys is going to get kicked out of the tournament from losing, and another player will progress deeper into the tournament. So as a captain, Carl is busy. He'll be talking to everybody online on Discord. He'll try and fill his time with a couple of jobs as well. So at the moment, he's probably building up some coal smelting, picking up some plates. But he needs to be as active as possible. You know, as a captain, you're trying to juggle between being like the main carry of the game, but you also have so many things that distract you that you need a core set of people behind you that can carry the game whilst you're doing your thinking. So yeah, thinking takes a lot out of you in this game because you're constantly reacting to things that are changing. So this is Carl's POV. We're going to move to Jimmy POV in 30 seconds, and then we'll get back to the map. And his counterpart on the northern side of the map, Jimmy, running around like a headless chicken. Oh, I didn't see your message there. Factorio is very American. Kill the indigenous, take the resources. Oh, damn. We're not going to get particularly political if I can get my words out. We are back on hard. We're back on hard mode. So this will be, hopefully, another crushing game of just pressure. I do believe that with the skill level of both captains, it's about the idea, it's about the plan. So Carl has it in his head, a win condition, a way of winning, and Jimmy will have the same, maybe a different idea, but a way of winning, and how they go about executing that plan with as least mistakes as possible. Now, in terms of signs, we got to purple last game, and purple really did win. But I can't imagine we go past military signs with these two. These guys are quick, stupid quick. So we're going to see them get to military signs much faster than... I'm not saying that last game was slow by any measure, but I feel as though there were a couple of brief periods in the last game where, you know, there was some capitalization that could have been made on either side in order to push the team again, the opposite team into a pain area. I can't get my words out. It's because my throat hurts. So military should be the send here, but we may also see some green spam, because on hard, with everything being 200% more effective, even a small amount of green. So let's type in 200 green jugs, right? I think you could probably make 200 within the first 10 minutes of the game, even if you just handcraft it. That gives you a 15% increase, just with a small amount of green signs, right? So let's do the same with military. Let's see how the dial will change from our current position. 27%. So yeah, I think there's some room there, if you wanted to go for like a green spam to begin with, arguing that you'd need to make that green spam happen away from main base, because main base will need the green signs for research. 1 second, let me just... There we go, boom. Yeah, arguing you could make that green spam outside of the base, you could build green, and then add, like... Oh, sorry. Let me just hard reset myself real quick, because I am not saying anything of value right now. My brain is just not on. In an outpost, or north or south, you could potentially create some green spam. Off the back of that, you could tack onto some military science spam and continue the journey on from there. In main base, however, I'd like to see hopefully some wall production, because last game what we saw that both sides needed was a solid foundational wall that keeps the enemies at bay. The sooner you get that down, the better you'll be, the safer you'll be for when that spam eventually comes and crushes you. So yeah, green is really easy to make. And yeah, exactly, Atrixander. You could just simply put a small production flower, you know, where you feed, you know, copper into one area or iron into another, and you could easily get green spam going straight away. And all that means is that, you know, the threat farmers who think they've got 5 or 10 minutes to set up, they end up with like 3 before they need to go fighting, right? So they don't get their full build out. You know, this isn't this full, it's like half, and then they have to go and fight. So yeah, I don't mind it, you know. There are different ways of playing the game. I love early pressure. I would absolutely try and invoke somebody to make green and just send a little bit of green right now. You know, throw 20 jugs, you know, 20 jugs will just change a little bit of the dial. Just a tiny amount. Okay, so my fiancée has heard me from the other room and she has bought me a sandwich. Okay, so I think she's heard me gibbering, talking in gibberish next door, so I'm going to quickly mute the stream whilst I take a few bites of this and hopefully refuel my brain ready for game 2, because there's no way I'm talking rubbish. This is going to be a good game. I just need to give some energy to my body that's much needed. So yeah, we'll scan around, I'll have a bit of this, and yeah, 100%. She looked at me like, you need this, and I was like, yeah, I do.
Carry you home, to carry you home, all the way home,
She has tuned in once or twice. She has. What she does is she uses this time to play Genshin. So she is fully addicted to Genshin Impact, like fully. And basically, I'd either be, if I'm not streaming, I'd normally be chilling with her on the sofa, but she gets really wound up by it, so I tend to just go off and do my own thing while she rages at gacha games. So yeah, we're both gamers. I don't think she has much of an interest in this kind of game. Like, Factorio doesn't really, what's the word? Is my avatar broken? What the hell? Is he upset? Wait, what? Oh, there we go. Alright, something just broke there. I had a sandwich and everything broke. So yeah, she's really into, Factorio is the best. And I've kind of floated the idea of us like playing a little bit together, but she's like a really big fan of like Zelda and Link games, you know, those kind of like sword and shield, fighting monsters, you know, 3D exploration, that kind of game. And I get the feeling that this just doesn't doesn't tick any boxes for her, which is fine, you know. What I'm very grateful for is she's very supportive, so yeah. And also I think I got given a sandwich because she wanted one for herself, so you know, sandwiches were made. I don't think they were necessarily for me, but I'll take it all day long. But yeah, she's tried to get me into Genshin. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really. I get it. I know why people play it, but I couldn't myself find a lot of enjoyment from it. It's really grindy, like really, really grindy, and I just don't. Yeah. And that's just it. Yeah, that's just it. Is that I've never really been into that style of game before. I've always liked my RTS, my top downs, my automation, my building games. Like, I'm a Lego guy, right? I like building things with my hands and also breaking things. You know, the reason why we love Bite Battles is you build up this enormous base and eventually it all crumbles down. And I think she's more into the kind of adventure, exploration, saving damsels and castles and all that stuff. And like, I get it. I just can't sit for long periods of time and do it. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. 100%. You know, I think. Oh. Okay. Are we just? This is not a problem. We don't mind this. I'm just gonna stay here for a second and see if somebody figures it out. Yeah, dude. COVID was the big one for me. I found. Nah, he's just AFK, dude. Now he's not. Oh, he might be dead soon. There we go. Oh, we lost 2. That's too many. Oh no. He came back to his computer just at the wrong time. The good news is it's not on, so they haven't lost any power, but Jesus, like, that's too much. Too much stuff. The small bugs do no damage as well, so he could have gone over and melee'd them. Damn, dude. Early game. No real aggression though, but also no real threat farming. Is anybody out here like... So yeah, so COVID, I found automation games and I love them. In fact, that's pretty much the time I stopped playing Dota and CSGO. Was like, I found a game that I enjoy much more than those two. And it's more rewarding playing those games. So like Satisfactory, Dyson Sphere Program, obviously Factorio, and beyond that, Bite Battles. Just all things building. I just love it, dude. I didn't realize I would. And then I started playing them and I could lose myself. I could lose a day easily. Just building stuff, growing the factory. Yeah, literally growing the factory, so. Oh, predictions are in, guys. So if you want to put your channel points where your mouth is, the North versus the South, Carl versus Jimmy, the battle of the heavyweights. This is heavyweight boxing. I don't know who's going to win. I'm going to be honest. Like, I have ideas. I have general ideas as to like who might get an early game advantage, and I think it might be Carl, but I'm not entirely sure. Carl, to me, is a very adaptable player, and over the years has changed his playstyle to adapt to the different ways we've adapted the game. But to me, Carl has always been quite a passive player. There's nothing wrong with being passive, by the way, but I don't imagine that he has lots of aggression in his build. Jimmy is a slightly more robotic, but has chaotic elements to his game. So here we go, spam is being created already. So Jimmy's idea here is to kind of crowbar Carl out of a comfortable playstyle early on. And again, you need to be able to fund this, you need to be able to fuel it. You know, making one military jug does not make you, you know, a winner. You need to have lots of them. But at the 13-minute mark, we have the beginnings of... Okay. Yeah, the North got there first. 13 minutes in, we're already seeing military jugs being created. Meanwhile, on the South, we're slightly off the timing, off the pace. However, the South does look like it's building up a larger setup. More smelting lines going down. The growth is there for the South for sure. My question is who's going out here? Who's threat farming? We're sushi smelting at the moment. We're 15 minutes in, almost 15 minutes in. I'd like to see some people at the coalface. I'd like to see some people directly on top of the bugs. Both sides at the moment, and there it is, the first send. The North sends to the South 20 military jugs, and the South jump from 4% to 11, and that's no joke, dude. 11% is, that's not what you want to be dealing with before you've got your grenades, before you've got any real like infrastructure down. So yeah, that's come from here. No? Oh no, it's come from Central, right? It's come from here. And it started now. And once it started, it will keep going. This will not slow down, this will not stop. So the first 20 have gone, there'll be another 20 coming soon. And the South have to figure this out. Like, what do we want to do? Do we want to go and defend? Do we want to all hands to the pump and just get ahead of this? Or do we want to just carry on and get to the idea, the spot that we think we can get to win the game? And yeah. We have a rogue player, a new player probably, Dennis. Probably new to the game mode. I'd say remember to listen to your captain, guys. This is Carl's tournament run on the cards, so do what he needs you to do, you know? But so far, it's just powers flying out, it's looking good. The threat farming outpost is yet to be hit again. These are all small bugs still. Let me have a bit more of a sandwich. Sorry, because it's going to take off. I'm going to be speaking pretty much from like the 20-minute mark all the way to the end of the game. So I'm going to have another bite of this. And yeah, here we go. The aggression has begun. Happy Factory is about to become not very happy if you can't deal with this wave. Although they're still very weak, these bugs, and a few will splinter off to go towards main base. This is dangerous. But again, the aggression, the waves are small, the bugs are weak. They should be dealt with relatively simply, and you shouldn't lose any of this stuff. I'm going to stay here and see if we do. Okay, relatively well dealt with there. Relatively well dealt with. And again, a pack of 5 or 10 bugs at this point in the game is not a problem whatsoever. Have there been more sends? There have been a few more. Now that is interesting. We have defensive tech queued up for the very beginning of the game. You don't see this that often. So this is an adaptation. This is a move, a line that the South are taking that the North are not. Yeah, we... Let's not speak of this. The repair packers. Oh god. But the waves are coming though. They are coming. And they're at 23% now. So that, you know, these guys are struggling a little bit. And if Heptadragon loses any of this, this is really not good. Early game, you don't want to be losing buildings like this. Boxes and buildings, you want to keep them up as much as possible. This is... Oh. Caliphate though sends back in return 42 jugs of military signs. But Hepta goes down and their base is starting to get destroyed. Dibbe is here for a little bit of saving, maybe. Couple of bullets into the bugs, manages to save the day, but they still lost a decent amount. Where are the threat farmers, guys? That's a stupid big wave for this early on, guys. 18 minutes in. Is this guy ready to defend? No. Dennis has a gun. He's dragging the bugs towards main base. Why? What are we doing? Guys, what is going on? This is not good. This is not ideal, guys. These bugs are easy to kill. Supremely easy to kill, like a gun, any gun. Deal with this. Medium, maybe not so much. Are we gonna carry on like this? Is this a play? What are we doing? Did we forget the skills? I mean, what are we doing? Are we not going to the front line here? I know that we're only 18 minutes in, but like somebody could have been out here farming like straight away. A gun and some ammo, you don't need much. What are we doing out here? Are we setting up like a poison capsule outpost that won't survive? Like, I mean, it's clear as day, right? Here we go. We have some SMAM. We have a couple of labs that are helping research outside of main. Main base is going down relatively well. I don't think we're going to get to purple. So what is the play here for the South? You're going to lose this. And you could have easily like threat farmed a few thousand in this opening 20-minute period. What's the play? The bugs have evolved as well. Like, do we not expect this? We must have expected this. Come on, guys. We were all in the last game, right? It was the first 20 minutes. It was all, everything was on fire. Now the North are dealing with, 18% as well, but like, guys, make it here. Like, get there quick. I know. I don't know. I don't know. What are we doing with this? You'll catch some waves, fine, but like, can you throw grenade? There we go. I'm not sold on this, dude. It's far too deep. It's quite an expensive loss as well. Like, I know that the bugs are at 30% and they will chew through this, but if I'm making this, I'm being able to defend it a lot easier than this. You're losing like, what, a quarter of it already? Now they're still sending to the North. In fact, it's a slugfest. I've gotten my head's out. My head's gone. It was always going to be a slugfest. It's a heavyweight game. They're not going to allow each other to get to purple. I don't think they're going to allow each other to get to blue either. So maybe this is it. This is just the way it's going to go. They are literally just going to throw sends at each other until one team collapses. And we're just banking on our team being slightly better at defending. So the power block is being hit here now. We have 3 players who should be able to deal with this if they have grenades. Meanwhile, in the North, they're majoritively small guy. Ooh, 2 deaths already. That's big. That's a lot of power going down as well. You can't afford to lose this stuff this early. It's not that the base needs it now, but you're going to need it in about 5 or 10 minutes time when the base grows. And you go beyond the current research you're onto at the moment. That's so much devastation. And another wave crashes into a working part of the power block as well on south. Oh no. This is not what you want to see. Those side swipes are devastating. Caleb has his work out for him. Multiple steam engines get decimated. And they're moving into the frontal line now. The network is disconnected. There'll be no power going through the base. We're on red on south already. Red power at 21-minute mark. So much devastation, so much loss. You've lost almost as much as you have left standing. And as well, this base needs that fuel. It needs to be funded. If I'm South's captain, my hair is on fire right now. The defensive outpost is being smashed. Hopefully, they've got the right tools out here to deal with this. We might see a very early fold from the South here if they can't hold on to this. Sorry, a fold in terms of like a loss. They are bleeding out at the moment. Power got smashed. Defensive outpost is being run into. And another wave will come. So far, we've seen nobody make it to the very front of the bugs. Right here in front of where they effectively will spawn from and come down the map towards you from. Nobody's moving out. Meanwhile, we're just plugging away. So military science spam is being created. Another one out here too. Are the North under any threat at all? Like, do they have any issues? Not particularly. It doesn't look like it. They're at so it's 30 for the North and 38 for the South. And they have around about the same threat number too. So, like, oh, here we go. Here's some pressure. I just want to point out how much better that was dealt with just here. Dark Nade had a plan, kited the bugs around, away from power, and just a couple of grenades dealt with what could have been a devastating wave. And again, there's more to deal with, but catching them early and manipulating them early is the best way forward. Meanwhile on South, they kind of let the bugs in and just slam into buildings, and there's a cost to that. You're paying for that somehow. And they did in terms of their power block. Now they've got it back up and running, which is good. And the bugs are still here for the North. They're still a problem, but that is an issue. And what is this? What are we doing out here? I'm not saying this is bad. I'm just struggling to understand what the play is. Is the idea that you're going to put this down and then put like gun turrets somewhere around here to like bait them in? Like, we're just spamming stone turrets at the moment. This player could be doing something else. Dibir? Again, that's a lot of bugs in one area, right? And they're not coming into your base, so it's a good play. But I just wonder what the long-term plan is, because the bugs already are decimating this. So what are we doing in like 10 minutes time, 20 minutes time? Like, what legacy value does this have and give you compared to a different build? Or compared to using this stone for walls, for instance? I'm not sure what the play is out here. It's really disjointed on the front lines. I'm not Potentially, yeah. I recognise the name, but I don't know if it's like a strong player. Not, it doesn't matter whether you're the strongest or not, but I'm not entirely sure what this achieves, other than it being a speed bump that the bugs bump into. And there's nothing wrong with speed bumps. What is this song? Ah, interesting. I don't mind the song at all. So let me just add that to my list. I quite like it. Here we go. That's how you use your stone furnaces, right? You drag a line out of them. If you build a box, you give them a box to eat. If you drag a chaotic line out, then you're breaking their shape up as well. This is how it's done, guys. That's what it's all about. The north, ooh, okay, some medium waves now crashing in very close to main base. Dangerously close to the research labs. Another wave comes in. Biters this time, not spitters. They will chase down the people here defending. A couple of grenades absolutely should be able to manage this. And the North's defensive effort just seems a little bit more connected. It seems a little bit more together. You know, there's an issue and there's a group of people, a team of people that are responding to those pressured threats. Because again, there's no wall up here. There's nothing in the way. The bugs, if they want to, can run directly to the silos. So you need a team of people out here catching these waves with a net effectively. And they're doing an incredibly good job. I rate this. I really like what they're doing out here. This is managing pressure incredibly well. Now, they're at 37% on the north, so they're dealing with slightly weaker bugs. But when we hit that 50% mark, which we will probably on the south not too far from now, I wonder, like, are big bugs too much for them? We'll take a quick look at research as well, and then we'll look at our production tabs, because they will tell a story in and of itself. Research on the north, we're moving towards sulfur, and then looking to go for blue. Nothing queued on the south. Why? Oh no, power's getting hit again. That's the second, or not even third time, I think. This is a problematic area for them. You'd need to station somebody out here. Hard difficulty is, it's a weird one. It's kind of like for the purists. Like, it's not Formula 1 racing as much as like rally racing. You know, there's bumps and trees and mud, and it's not as refined as those longer games where we get to see like yellow and rockets and stuff. It's Mad Max, and all it takes is for one or two players to not be on the money, and it's just devastating. Like, if Cobra goes down here, who else is out here? Neuro, Happy, maybe can come to the defense. But I think they're building up to something deeper than this. I think they're building up to capsules out here if they can survive long enough. Again, big if. But the big stone furnace block has been hit. Power got hit again. Another wave aggressors onto north. Let's see how fast this gets dealt with. On the horizon now, in their view model, the north will see this wave. We see everything, but the north should just about see this. Here we go. Ping goes out the moment it arrives, and a player meets the wave, juggles the wave, and that's another tech that we don't see a lot of. And then a couple of grenades to the central mass, avoiding these poison pods, these poison pools as well, and a wave very quickly dealt with there. It didn't touch the base. Another wave comes in now. Pipes was just on the last one that arrived. It looks like this area is his section that he has to deal with, and deal with it he is. A couple of well-placed grenades, not tanking too much poison damage, and with a bug with like 1 health left, job done. 2 waves there, expertly dealt with. They didn't touch the base. They didn't manage to make it onto anything that you couldn't afford to lose. And a wave 3 is coming in, and again, it's in Pipes' wheelhouse. Another 2 players pinging it, and they're just meeting the threat. Active defense, guys. I say this every time. Every game I play in, if you're an active defender, you're the best kind of defender. You want to go out and meet the... Now, some people would say it's offense. It's not. You want to meet their aggression at a point which you can control, and then you need to be able to work backwards from there. So the idea is that you run out, you find a point where you focus them in, you kite them in that area, and then if they pressure you too much, you drop to a further back position where either more teammates are coming to help you, or you can reload everything you have, like your health bar, your gun, your grenades, etc., and start again. Yeah, dude, holy shit. Fish farms, I kid you not, I made a meme. Ooh. Okay, pull that up. Okay, holy shit, thank fuck for that. Alright, Pipes, we've seen our first Flamer Tower. It's been 2 games, and we've seen a wall now go down for the north, and the first flame tower just got popped down there, which is brilliant. You love to see it, and you need it. Meanwhile, the Sun Furnace block, I mean, it's distracting the bugs. The first flamer tower was made... Was it handcrafted? I definitely saw it just get put down. Let's call it around about now. Around about the 29-minute mark is the first flame tower got made for the south. For the north, sorry, the south threat farming outpost out here is getting devastated. I believe they've been crowbarred out. Neuro doesn't have a huge amount really to do here other than try and save as much of it as you can. I feel like both sides, the threat farmers have had the worst of it. I also didn't see like a cohesive plan. I'm going to be completely honest with you, like the North are coordinated. This is a team effort. I feel like the South is lots of individual people just trying to work together. This feels like, and again, this will just be about in their visual scope. So EPO will see this. In main base, when the bugs get to about here, they should see the edge of this wave. And the first thing he does is he downs his tools straight away. He's not going to keep building. And he just goes, right, this is my problem. I'll deal with this. And so he's just dragging them back, healing himself up as he does, hopefully getting more grenades, either building them or queuing them up ready to go. And he's getting in the way. And this is perfect. And it's just taking a bit of their time away from them. Now, again, the North don't have, you know, they're only 2% away from the South's threat. So at 45%, it's still a dangerous position. But wall is going down. Flamer towers are looking to be plugged in. Where is our oil? Where is our oil? How do we get the first? Here, isn't it? The first few bits of it. Oh, here we go. And it's coming in as well. So flamer ammo is being made. Oh, if they can just survive this. If they can survive this, they can get to 90% easily. Just push this wave away, plug oil into your flamers, and let them rip. Let them rip. Get a wall built up. You are fine. Yeah, you can die like 10 or 15 times in between that. But you cannot lose any flamer towers, and you need to keep progressing. Meanwhile, on the south, this base is just absolutely in shambles right now. This is a circus. You know, these guys are coming in and clowning all over this mining outpost. Defensive efforts are being made to save it, but, you know, in vain, I would argue. It's had too much time. More pressure goes onto the south. Now they're going to be dealing with big bugs, those blue-shelled guys, and they're at 50.8%. So if you thought this was bad, obviously this is not great for them on the south, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get much worse. The block, the stone chewy block, I would imagine that somebody somewhere has a mini build. I'm trying to think of where that would be, but I'm sure somebody slapped down an individual, you know, like a single assembler, and they're just feeding it 4 flamer towers. But I don't see it as we speak. Another sushi belt, another. You'd love to see it. I don't know what it is. There's just something very ASMR about all the belts being slowly like filtered into. Do we have these flamers on? Guys, no. Don't lose any. You can't lose a single one of these. No. Did he get it? He got it, right? Oh, that's so worth. That's so worth. He has 7. He's holding 7 flamer towers. Guys, why are these not plugged in? Am I stupid? Am I a stupid? We have oil? Like, there's oil here. That is more than enough. 3 pump jacks and just plug them in, and yeah, you're set, man. Like, there's no what? No, guys, are they folding? Are they crumbling to the pressure? Guys, you have all the defensive assets you need on North to survive this. I would argue now that more importantly than anything is just get that wall down and defended. Oh, we lost 1. Oh my god, that's so expensive. At this point in the game, 33 minutes in, losing a single flamer tower is massive. You've probably only made less than double digits. Where is the oil? Oh, okay, oil is finally plugged in. Oh, damn. Now they're safe. Now they can breathe easy, because waves can be dragged into the path of these flamers. I would repair pack. Oh my god, dude, there's so much to do here on the north. On the south, okay, a wall is going down of stone furnaces. Yeah, you are correct. But what they could do is they could turn one. It's not ideal, but they could have like a left to right or a right to left facing flamer. This is a war zone, and it just keeps getting worse. These bugs just pile into this defensive base. You could make an argument it might be a little too close for comfort here. It might be a little too close to the bugs. They have just no breathing room at all. Meanwhile, up north, medium bugs, they are on for bigs. They are on for bigs, but none have arrived just yet. And maybe they've hit the right timing. Maybe they've managed to just get those flamers down just in time. Now, big bugs are a pain in the arse. However, a flamer tower hitting a big bug is a good thing. You want that. In fact, you want multiple towers hitting them all at once, killing them off very quickly. Where's the next wave? Here we go. Okay. Yep. It almost happened. They almost defended. Well, as you can see, a flamer tower went off, and as you can see, there are some corpses here, but Jesus, they are coming in quick. As you can see, a very fast wave of very aggressive bugs are piling into the north. And could this be it for Jimmy50 side? You need a lot of defense here. Everybody needs to stop what they're doing, down tools, and just make it to this. And beyond that, there'll be another wave coming in somewhere in the darkness. So you're never safe. You've lost a couple of flame towers, you probably don't have many left on you. As well as walls, dude. Somebody build walls. Holy. These guys. They go down to flame. They absolutely do. But yeah, just get in the way. If anything, the north could do with this. This big block of furnaces that got thrown down earlier. Meanwhile, on the south, they have got their flamer towers. I mean, they're... Guys? Oh my god. Is that the second flamer save? I've never seen 2 in a row. That's good. Good work, man. Even if you go down now, you've still saved that single individual. Oh no. What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, it's just relentless. I don't want to miss anything, but I feel like every time I look at one side of the map, I'm literally missing half of the action. This outpost is a bit of a monster from developer. It's looking good in QCrat 2. We're looking at red ships being produced over here. And yeah, I guess we're building up towards what, like blue? That's a good point. Genuine, that is a good point. They might have said to themselves, look, we're not going to have a fully solid wall. So like, let's get those packs in early, and that way we can just quickly, if we need to, we just, you know, come over and just heal up the stuff, because... But then again, like, my big gripe here, not gripe, because it's not a gripe, where are we going? What direction is this game taking? We've built and sent... Well, we've built a lot more military on south. That's a death up north. Again, very close. This is stupid close to main base. Nothing is being researched as well at the moment on north. Because they're waiting on blue. Oh my god. This is devastating. Again, at 37 minutes, it's dealing with big bugs is almost like... It's not impossible, but it's so frightening to deal with. That being said, like, there could have been plans in place or things in the way of this. I feel like now, the north, most of their manpower is dealt with putting out fires rather than progressing their team. And yeah, a wall, like in the opening minute or 2 of the game, I would have asked somebody to come over here. I mean, look at this. There's some coal here, there's some stone. Dude, build walls, man, like, serious. It's never going to go out of fashion. You're always going to need a wall. Because if you don't, then you get this. Oh, and just as I scan to the south, they have 2 very large waves aggressing towards main base. At least north have something to get in the way, right? This is what you kind of want. In south, however, are we just watching who loses first? Or who loses slowest? Because again, like, the mediums will go down, but the big bugs, dude, they remain. And they are faster than you, they're going to catch up to you. They will wipe you out. So these big bugs now, okay, killables definitely, but like, this power area's had no peace whatsoever. Gaming guy, again, just AFK, just down he goes, down power goes. I don't know what to make of this, guys. I don't know what to say. Neither team is in a good, solid foundational position to win. However, I believe if the North can just fix these walls, just fix them up, you know. Why are we doing this? That's no. Oh my god, why are we pulling oil away from our flame turrets? That's tragic. Another tower goes down. There's flame on the wave, but they'll go down. Slowly but surely to other flamethrowers. This is not what we want to see very close to your main base smelting. Remember, guys, the rocket silo is right here. So a wave crashing in that close to rocket silo is just... It's not what you want to see. I feel like this game is a lot more chaotic than the first one. Whether we get to the 1 hour and I think it was 5 minute mark we had on the first game, I don't think we do. But a car has been deployed, okay? Darknade, we saw it from last game. Darknade had an incredibly strong game up the front. So potentially, if the North are going to save themselves, on Zero Sun, here we go. Okay, they may be able to juggle the pressure here. Maybe. Zero Sun and Darknade are incredibly strong threat farmers. Meanwhile, the South are enjoying, if you can even call that, 50% bugs. They haven't been pushed that far, actually. I think the North got the South to big bugs, and that's it, right? There haven't been any cents for a while. Let me check the timing sheet real quick. Okay, so they sent military at 40 minutes, so about, yeah, like now, basically. Before then, so it's been 8 minutes since they did any sends to the South, which means that they're lining up for a larger send or a deeper tech push. Now, if they're going for a tech push, that's fine, but like, holy shit, have they been smashed up? Oh, here we go. Okay, yeah, they did. They weathered the storm. How well they weathered the storm is completely arbitrary. I mean, you could argue they barely weathered it at all, but they're not thriving. Surviving might be a better way to put it. No, Mr. Bob, this is all gonna go. Is there anybody here that can save this? No. Darknade coming in clutch. Peppers a little bit of flame onto the front of this wave. Are we seriously not? No, we can't lose this. This is nice. All of this is really nice. And it's just going to go up in flames. You hate to see it. Meanwhile, on the South, the beer goes down. Both sides of the map, power blocks are being pressured right now. I can't imagine there's a huge answer to this right away. Maybe some grenades for the mediums. The bigs will catch you up. They need to station more people out here. This is a serious problem area for both teams. And bugs are just devastating any level of military spam they have out here, and this outpost seems to be crumbling. Both sides are not in an enviable state whatsoever. They've managed to somehow hang on to a bit of this power block out there. It's a good argument, mate. Let's see if it's hooked in. Where are the poles? I think it is. I think it's all plumbed in. If they lose that, that's too big for them, for the North. Like, the North are, they are powering on. I like what I see here. They're continuing to expand. They've got their blue signs down. Their research is looking good too. Meanwhile, the South aren't even close to researching blue. They're about halfway there. Damn, dude. Are we really going to get there? I don't think we do we? I mean, if the North win this game, it's off of this. And also Jimmy just throwing it out into blue, like... I just need to change that song. We already heard that once. I like a bit of country though, I can't lie. So yeah, Zero Sun doing the Lord's work out here. Just trying to manage the aggression, trying to juggle the waves. This, as well as Darknade actually, really catching above this outpost. So doing a good job spreading out the defensive effort. There's only 2 people here, but they're managing to spread the effort across the board. I love to see it. Meanwhile on the South, this outpost has seen nothing but hell. This is like no man's land in World War One. It's just devastation. It's bleak. And somehow, I don't know why they're clinging on to this. I guess it's just saving them some time. They've got their flamer towers down, which is good to see, although the bugs are pretty strong and they're making it through this stone furnace wall. I mean, they've just lost 2 flame towers there. No. Oh. It's just a little bit too much. It's just all a little bit too much. And again, bugs make it towards the power block. The power block's under threat. Damn. And I believe, and I may be wrong in thinking this, but I think this might be capsule production. And if it is capsule production, like, you need to get this up and running as fast as possible, guys. With waves crashing in all around you, this base is done for, surely. The bugs have had enough. You're being evicted. You've been here too long, guys, and look what you've made. Mess. Let's just pile drive this base into the ground. I've never thought about it like that, but they're like eviction teams, aren't they? It's like, oh yeah, you want to live here? No, out you go. We're evicting your belts. The furnace eviction team. Oh, damn. Another wave hangs precariously close to the South's main base power block. And again, if that power goes down, they're in for a world of pain. How they deal with this is crucial. Bugs piling in towards the rocket silo, I mean, it's just close enough, isn't it? It's within touching distance. Does Carl have anything for this? A couple of grenades will go down. The bugs are being kited through the stone furnace wall. Meanwhile, on north, no huge pressure, so we'll stay here with the south. They're doing a good job to kite the wave away, but it doesn't look like they're doing a lot of damage. And Caliphate with a really good play here, just sticking some walls down, just get something in the way of the bugs. But this is it. I don't think this is the end of the game, but this is damning. Like, the North have managed to wall up. Their base is really shallow, so it's a very thin base, very, very slim base, spread out across a wide lateral position. But meanwhile, the South are just, yeah, absolutely blowing themselves up. Dr. Kong, welcome. Hope you're having a good weekend, mate. Glad of you to see you pop in. This is Carl versus Jimmy, and it is, well, the South are in for a world of pain. Smelters are getting uprooted from the ground they've been placed. And, yeah, I mean, on hard difficulty, it's, you know, the most you can do is this, really, turtle up. No, this is game number 2. Game number 1 was an absolute banger, also on hard difficulty as well, and this is game number 2. Jimmy is on south, sorry, Carl is on south, Jimmy is on the north, and I'll be uploading the VOD of both of these games overnight, so don't worry if you've missed anything. I'm having some issues, so when I make the VOD live on Twitch, it's giving me some flags, it's flagging me up for stuff, but when I post them to YouTube, I'm not being flagged, so at the moment, until I can find a fix for that, and I have emailed their support team as to like, what is it telling you I'm doing wrong, all of the games will be re-uploaded to YouTube. I'd like to just make the VOD available, but I also don't want to get a flag on my account, so for now, in the short term, the best way to watch the games, if you miss the initial, I don't know what it is that's flagging me. I'm not using anything, so I'm using copyright-free music. Everything on the screen is made by me, so I didn't, like, my avatar is me. I didn't steal it from somebody, or this isn't somebody else's work, you know, it's literally me. So I don't know what their problem is. I also don't want to anger them and make it seem like I'm bugging them, so I sent a really peaceful, you know, hey guys, my name's Ghosty, and I don't stream that often, but I want to make my VODs available, and I just think there might be a problem. What can I do? You know, that was the thing. It was like, I tried to not be aggressive with it. I was like, what can I do differently? How can I improve this? So, yeah. But yeah, 2 good games today. There's also a game on for tomorrow as well. And I've picked up a couple of the tournament games so far. So I think I managed to do 6 of them. So this is game 2 of 2. And tomorrow's game is the longer version. I think we're on Piece of Cake tomorrow. So I think this will go on probably for another 20-30 minutes, I can imagine, unless one team slips up. And then tomorrow's game will be a good 2-hour, maybe 2.5-hour game. And that is with, let me just get the names of, Cogito versus Joshua tomorrow. So yeah, so today, after this game, we'll be raiding somebody. And do you know what, guys, since I know we spoke about this at the beginning of the game, but if any of you guys have some game recommendations, I would be happy to hear what you guys are playing right now. Somebody mentioned a Command & Conquer style game earlier on. That was a great shout. As well as Darkest Dungeon. And I made a list of them, so I've got a list of stuff. But if any of you guys are playing anything really cool or a bit different, throw it into chat. Oh my god. Power must just be very, very attractive to munch on today for the biters, I guess. It's been relentless today. This thing has, this area of the map has known no peace. And this wave will overwhelm Happy Factory, who I'm sure right now will be Sad Factory. Or Dead Factory, actually. Yeah, dude, this is... You don't want to see this. You would rather see a smelting line get taken out than large amounts of power. Meanwhile, here we go. It's begun. Although, it's a minor mistake, if you want to call it that. You know, a minor mistake. But I'm sure this will be corrected. Yeah. There's nothing I like more than electricity flowing through my teeth. Although if you look at these guys, they are made a bit different, aren't they? You know? Maybe it's the steam power, you know? Maybe they just like the steam. It's like a sauna for the... Oh my god, another 2 waves. Oh, sorry, another wave crashing in. Oh my god. How the South are going to manage to deal with this area, I do not know. You know, you could maybe get some like radars out here potentially and drag, as they get close to your power, drag them towards radars. I would argue that walls were needed yesterday, honestly. This is too much. And again, I want to check just real quick. Power is a yellow, half. We're on half power. And just as I say that, 21 jugs of purple on top of 163. So, yeah, the North are like, hey man, you like purple? Here you go, have like 200 jugs of the stuff. Let's see what that's done to the mutation setup, because that will absolutely shift the dial. So we've increased our South's threat percentage by 11%, and Jimmy continues to throw. Purple's on the cards, it's on the board. And now the South. If the South were having problems before, now they have nightmares. Nightmare mode has been engaged. Bosses are on the cards. The defenses will slowly be overwhelmed. And unless they pull out some kind of miracle defensive play, the South are on the ropes here. You know, we're bottom of the 9th and we need a home run. I don't really know much about baseball, but I think that is inaccurate. I know. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Kong. I much prefer my power to be across the river. It just makes sense, right? It just makes so much sense. But for whatever reason, obviously it's a captain's game, and this captain in this game, you know, this was the play. It's been hit so many times. I would ask people to remove it, reroute it. It needs to change. This is not working. So yeah, I also think that many things on the map that are currently built might become unbuilt very soon. The bosses will be too much. I think this will be an overwhelming element to the South's pressure now. Like, they don't really have a wall down. They have the semblance of a wall, stone furnaces. The bugs at the moment are just chewing through, making a massive gap for the next wave to kind of flood through. And you can imagine maybe this is it. Maybe Carl has just been a tiny bit too slow. That being said, though, the North are on 71%. So like the bugs they're dealing with are very, very difficult still. You know, we're not looking at a GG, we've won, this is easy type mode, but what separates the North from the South is the North have people out here actively maneuvering around the bugs, putting themselves in between waves that would eventually crash down into their own base, and just intercepting the pressure that could be like landing on the walls here on the North. And I just wish that the South had somebody, a pair of players, a trio of players, just kiting the waves. At the moment, all they're doing is standing there and just waiting for a wave of bugs to just slam into them. And then they're surviving, losing a little bit of their defenses, and then they just get back up onto their feet, and it happens again and again and again. And it just denigrates you. It breaks you down. It breaks your base down. It breaks your will to live down. In-game, obviously, not in real life. But it's just difficult. Oh my god. Look at this guy. How did he get here? Okay, we're gonna watch this guy. See what he does. You've angered him now, Tio. Oh, that's just one boss as well, guys. That's just one. We'll check in on the North as well. I'm sure they'll get some pressure soon, but yeah, that's so close to the main base, dude. It's way too close. And we'll just follow a couple of waves in as we go. That is a great question. Let me pull up our production stats. The North have only made 10 flamers, and they've lost 6. They've probably made more than 10, but it's saying that there's only 10 made, and they've lost 6. The South have made 20, and they've lost 22. That doesn't make any sense, but I'm sure 1 or 2 of them were the ones that were picked up. So this is looking like an infestation. There's no way you can keep your position here on South. And these are the waves you can see, by the way. There are waves in and around the areas, the edges. I know, yeah. Something about that doesn't make any sense. It might be... I don't know. And you know, I don't know where that's from. However, they've lost a lot. So if they produce 20 and they've lost 20, then they have nothing spare. And meanwhile, the North have only made 10. So my argument would be if they didn't have these people out here, and obviously the kiting is going really well for them, the flood is on, the bugs are in. And how long does this go on for? Are we in for, we're nearly at 90 as well. We're not even far away from seeing behemoths. And if this is the pressure we're having to deal with, just looking around the map, I don't see, like, where are we taking this? Our own purple build, that's fine. How much of it have we made? I'm just going to keep a zoomed out view real quick whilst I check the production stats. Here we go, sorry, this one. No, the South haven't made any purple. It's not even turned on yet. And there's oh my god, there's a bug right here. Guys, there are bosses next to the win condition from the South. This has to be it, right? What is this? This is not country music, what the hell? Country step. Dub country. Yeah, these bugs, the corpses are far too close to main base. And for every problem oh no. Now we're starting to lose science lines. Somebody needs to deal with this guy. This is a problem. That's way too deep for a bug to be. I feel like we're just seeing a slow, suffocating loss now for the South. Once this front line collapsed, and as you can see, guys, the front line has absolutely collapsed. It's just detonated. There's nothing in the way of the bugs coming in and just tearing things up. And as you can see now, a boss just cruising past the silo, taking little to no damage from the turrets. And if they choose to, at any point now, if that bug decides to just get aggressive on towards this, oh, it's game. It's so game. And meanwhile, the power block is also being eaten again. I feel like more times than not, every time I go over there, the power block is in pain. And there's another boss coming into shot now. I feel like, and we've hit behemoths on the South as well. We are folding, collapsing under the pressure that the North is putting on us from the South. And all we can really do right now is just put ourselves in the way. But this rocket silo and the fish inside of it soon will be no more. I would be interested to see what the strategy would be. I can ask for sure. I'll ping them in Discord once the game is over. I did mention this last week. Sometimes talking to the losing captain, it's not easy because it's quite an emotional time. Not emotional like that someone died, but like that's their tournament run over. So I did an interview last year, or 2 years ago in fact, with the losing captain, and it was like, oh, it was tough, man. Like it was really hard. They didn't want to talk to me. They had just been kicked out of the tournament, and they had agreed to do it. And so they did it, but it was like very one-worded answers. It wasn't great. It's not their fault. I don't blame them. You know, they've just lost a big game. And in the moment, the last thing you want to do is have somebody put a microphone in your mouth, or sort of by your mouth and say, hey mate, what happened there? Because it's almost like you're taking the piss a little bit. I'm not. I would like to see what the plan was from both sides. I think for the final of the game, what I'll do is I'll lock in for sure the ability to interview them. So I'll do the winner on the day, and I might do the loser another day, because I don't know if the loser will want to talk. So 100%, you are right. We should be interviewing people, and I'd love to. But I think it's a preference thing, a personal preference thing. And it's inevitable now. Behemoths are on the board. They're crunching down into main base. Rocket Silo is under threat. And nothing here will go unpunished. Every single item in view right now is up for debate. It's up for grabs. And remember guys, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. And today, Rocket Silo main course. Here we go. It's getting chunked. It's getting tapped. Slowly but surely going down. Is it? Oh, here it is. Yeah, here we go. I thought it was a lag there. And South Base, as best as they can try, just slowly but surely crumbles to the ever-present bugs. Spit is now piling in on top with another wave crashing in. That's GG. 2 very good games. That was 1 hour. Oh, they're 59 minutes long. 99% evolution for the South, 75 on the North. Do you know what? They just hit purple perfectly, didn't they? 47 minutes was the first purple jug build on North. They built 1,300. Oh, damn, dude. Somebody... Oh, okay. Somebody kited the bugs. I did not see. And if that is the case, that's not cool. But yeah, 2 good games there. I feel like the second game was just chaos. You know, the North stabilized with this. It looked like it wasn't going to, but it did. And then, yeah, the South just collapsed. Again, you know, in any other game, in any other time, either of these captains would beat anybody else on the server. So it's only because 2 of the best players are playing each other you end up with a game like this. But that was, yeah, that was rough, dude. Like, I wouldn't be happy if I was on either side. I'd just be glad it's over.